Welcome to our Excel Exercise 5 Skills Review video. This video is going to help you with the skills necessary to complete the Investment Detail tab of this week's assignment. Before we go any further, I strongly suggest that you take a look at the LinkedIn Learning content highlighted on your screen. The course called Mastering Lookup Functions in Excel, 7 Powerful Formulas by Josh Aronoff gives you, in Chapter 1, an excellent overview of VLOOKUP, and Chapter 2, HLOOKUP. VLOOKUP is a very powerful tool in Excel, also called vertical lookup. One of the major uses for VLOOKUP is to combine data from multiple Excel tables to present data into new ways. A few key constraints about the VLOOKUP are that the source table must always have the lookup values to the left of the values that you're trying to look up, and that the source table must also have the values on the left-hand side sorted from A to Z. VLOOKUP formulas have 4 parts. The first part is the lookup value, what you're searching for. In this case, in cell B28, we have the vehicle code, SUBO. The second component is the table array, where we're looking to find that lookup value. So that table data itself is from column in row A3 all the way down to D26, as is represented in the formula. The third parameter for the formula is the column, which would contain the return value, or the column, the data that we're trying to bring back. In this case, we're trying to bring back the vehicle name. And the last parameter is going to indicate whether you're looking for an approximate or an exact match. In our case here, false means we have to have an exact match. In our example, we are looking to bring data into the car detail tab from 2 sources, the car list and longevity scores. We're doing this so we can answer the question about cars that we're interested in purchasing to understand if the particular car is more or less reliable than other cars of the same type. The metric we're using is what percentage of those cars are still on the road after 6 years. So let's get started. We're going to use the VLOOKUP formula, equals VLOOKUP, open paren. Our lookup value is the vehicle code that we have here on our car detail tab. We're going to put a comma in. We're now going to choose our table array, which is going to be on the car list. We've now made that from A3 down to D26. And we're going to pull in the value of car type, which is in the 4th column. So I'm going to put in a 4, followed by a false, and a close paren. We see that has now filled in the value of pickup. Now, in order to make my formula work as I cut and paste it down through the other rows in my sheet, I'm going to need to make these references change from being relative references to fixed references. And so I will change them by putting a $ in front of all 4 components, the row and column boundaries that define the array. Having done so, I can now extend my formula down through the rest of the rows. With that done, we're now going to fill in the price group values by following the same pattern, VLOOKUP, and I'm going to use the code again. I'm going to go over to my car list. This time I'm interested to find out what price group these items are part of, which is in my 3rd column. So I'm going to put a 3, and again with the false, so we get an exact match. Filling that in, and the Toyota Tacoma is filled in as a economy car, and I'm going to put in my $ to make my references become fixed. Economy, and then we're going to fill these in by simply cutting and pasting through the remainder, and autofill is my friend. Once more, we're going to use VLOOKUP to fill in our vehicle names. VLOOKUP, my code again. I go over here to car list, again selecting my range. I see that my vehicle names are in column 2. So I'm going to put column 2, false, and I'm going to go ahead and change my references to be absolute instead of relative. Now when I fill in Toyota Tacoma and I take that or paste my formula all the way down, everything fills in. HLOOK is very similar to VLOOKUP, with the H standing for horizontal. For HLOOKUP, you still have the formula components of lookup value, table array, but instead of column index, you have the row index number. And you still have the control for approximate or exact match. So for our example, we're going to try to fill in values into F5 based off of the following horizontal lookup information. So we're going to choose, based off the car type, we're going to bring in the typical reliability scores for pickups. In this particular case, we're going to choose the range of data that has got pickup in the list. And now we're going to make sure we get our right row index number. So we'll count down our rows: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our 6-year value that we're looking to bring in is on the 7th row, and we're going to choose false for our to make sure we have our exact matches. I'll go ahead and make these references into absolute or fixed references, and that fills in 89. I will go through and stretch that formula out. If you're concerned about the accuracy of your information, whether your formula did what it was supposed to do, you can always spot check your data. So down here at the end, the Honda Pilot is an SUV. The formula brought me the value of 88. So longevity scores for SUVs at 6 years are indeed 88. So our formula has worked. Congratulations.